While watching the lecture and reading the articles about online learning, I think a little bit of the ideas were a little far fetched. In the New York Times article, there was one superintendent in Idaho that was pushing for the requirement that high school students take 4 or more online classes. And I thought this idea was a little outrageous because I believe that students do better with face to face interaction and they learn better that way. Although there are benefits from online learning, I don't think they outweigh the benefits of the face to face learning. I believe that online learning should just be integrated into the normal online or the normal classrooms, and that teachers are there to help the students if they need assistance with anything. That way, they're not just all online. I don't think there should be a requirement that each student must take an online course to graduate. I do think, however, that the students that would like to take classes that are not offered in the school, that would say maybe be like advanced placement classes or something, that those students would be able to do so. I think this is okay because the students are showing initiative that they would like to continue their learning outside of the educational system that they are placed in. And because of this, they want to push themselves and break their limits. So I believe that they would actually benefit from this because in other ways, they would not be taking these classes as a way to cut corners. I don't think every state should be required to have students take an online course before they graduate because some students may not necessarily like this, and some because it's a requirement, some students may not be engaged or learn as much as they would in a normal classroom setting. Although instead, I think of the mandatory online classes, I believe that teachers should be required to integrate some type of online learning into their classrooms. I thought the LMS was a good experience. I used the Schoology. I chose this one because it looks simple and it to use and navigate through, and it was. I like that you could have your assignments and say something like a discussion board right next to each other, so that way if there was something that if these two were working together, then they were right there, and it was easy for students to find and go to rather than to going to another folder or something like that. This system could be used by future educators by the fact that it is something that all students can access, and it makes it easier to grade and integrate into the classroom. With something like the discussion boards, a teacher could have them due by Wednesday at midnight, and the next day in class, they could look at their discussion boards before class or during it and answer any questions that the students might have had or elaborate on the discussions rather than having to take the time out of class to collect the papers with their discussions on it and look over each of the students' writing. This could save time and help encourage more discussion throughout the classroom.